All right, good afternoon. We'll call to order the meeting of the Greenwood Stormwater Board. It's Wednesday, January 10th at 4 o'clock. May I have roll call, please?
Yes. Forrest Sutton.
Here.
David Payne.
Here.
Tim McLaughlin.
Here. All right, is there a motion for approval of our minutes from the last meeting of December 13th, 2023?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Any discussion about those minutes? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. I don't see any old business. Let's move on to new business. I think Adam might be up. You're up, Adam.
Yep. Good afternoon and happy New Year. I am here to run through some very early preliminary numbers for 2023. This will serve as your quarterly update. Oh, I see. Thank you, Jeff. And can I just advance off this keyboard then now? Okay. So quarterly report framework, we're same approach that you've seen, just trying to provide a periodic interim report for the board and ratepayers. Again, we're in the middle of the rate study plan period. To the end of 2023, ended actually the utility built cash year over year. So January 1st, 2023 to the end of 2023, cash is up just short of about $1 million. I'll show you sort of the sources of that as well. And then when we think about the actual overall 5-year plan that the utility's on, it's largely right in line for 2023. The revenues and expenses, the revenues came pretty much right in line with the estimates that were made years ago. And expenses continued the trend that we saw all the quarters in 2023, which is expenses were trending well below budget. One of the main reasons for that continues to be this carry forward for the Madison contribution. That capital contribution of $1 million is yet to be actually dispersed. So for 2024 and 2025, you can see the original targets we had. Those are from the 2021 original study, and those are still the guidance lines for the utility. So the long-term financial plan for the utility was to actually have expenses exceed revenues. I'm not so sure that we're going to ultimately hit that 2024 expense estimate, but certainly once that Madison contribution gets paid out, it'll get quite a bit closer. Going a little bit deeper, operating balances, they're just shy of about $4 million in cash and investments with about $1.8 million invested. All of the minimum reserve requirements related to the bonds have been satisfied. There are sinking fund transfers taking place to cover that. So the operating fund is making sinking transfers to cover principal and interest payments to the bond interest account. And in the capital fund or the 2022 bond fund, there's about $565,000 left in that. So same thing we saw. We're just shy of $900,000 per quarter. I know Kaylee, utility billing, she sent out status update on that as well. Continued to see quarter over quarter growth there. So back to Q1 of 2020, you were billing around $810,000 per quarter. That's now getting real close to hitting $900,000 per quarter. And again, that's with no rate increase through this period. That's just really account growth. New table that we added in was a comparison schedule between 2022 and 2023. This is still unaudited. We're working through some year-end entries, and we'll be preparing the GASB accrual-based financials over the next couple of months. We'll share those results to you all as they come due. But ultimately, you can see how much was spent by category, salaries, wages, et cetera, year over year. And then most importantly, you'll note that in the 2023, the three most right columns, I broke those out because the utility has multiple different financial funds. So it has its operating fund, which is the main revenue expenses come out of. But then from that, it actually has disbursements or transfers to its bond and interest account, as well as it has a capital proceeds fund for the 2022 stormwater bond project. So all that's reflected in this table. Most notably, if you look at the sort of bottom row, the double underlined amount, in 2022, the net cash flow before any sort of depreciation charge was $948,000. That increased nearly $75,000 year over year. That is essentially that $1 million change in cash. Okay, so when we saw it started, we saw Jan 1 cash to now your operating fund, essentially your net revenues are approximately about $1 million higher than your total expenses on the operating side. After all expenses paid, all cash expenses are paid, fully noting that this is not addressing depreciation expense. And then last item I have just the most current picture of the rolling capital improvement plan. Admittedly, we have some work and update yet to do on this. I need to get with Chris and the controller's office and kind of continue to refine that and make sure we have a good understanding of that from a cash flow perspective, but certainly from a cash positioning perspective, from a revenue plan and overall budget actual, everything is in plan or performing better. So the revenues are largely in line with the 5-year plan. Expenses are actually lower than planned, and cash is higher than we originally estimated. So with that, I'll pause and see if there's any questions that I can answer for any of you.
That's everything. Anything?
No.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, Chris.
Okay. Jump onto the Honey Creek Meadows HOA, another public-private partnership. Was presented to the board. We reviewed this. This is really just kind of a phase 2 of what we engaged with them last year. And I think what this is for the completion of for ponds 2 and pond 3. What they're going to be doing is adding the aerations and the fountains to those 2 ponds. This is, as we mentioned, it still meets the all the requirements for the PPP. I think we are interested in continuing with the partnership with Honey Creek Meadows HOA. I would suggest that we engage in a public-private partnership to support this application in an amount. $18,166.29. Terms and conditions be outlined by the legal department and authorized stormwater superintendent to sign the work we have.
Yeah, the motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right. So Chris, is this the one where we went ahead and did 1 pond and all the electrical?
That's correct.
Okay, so this is ponds 2. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anything from the audience? Hearing none or seeing none. We'll move on. Reports, council, got anything for us?
No, sir.
Thank you. Engineering. Controller, Greg?
You have one item, annually, I do have to certify that the rates are sufficient for the operation of the stormwater utility. I think based on the report that Mr. Stone gave earlier, I can say with certainty that the rates for the utility are sufficient to maintain operations for the next year. I want to make sure that's in the record.
Okay. Do you need a motion or anything from us?
You just get the report.
I just have to make sure to report it.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, Billy?
Nothing in addition to Adam's beautiful report that he did, so.
Okay, thank you for the report.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris?
All right. We have a couple operation and maintenance manuals. The first one is the Chase Bank. We find the manual to be acceptable, and I would recommend a motion to accept the manual and authorize the mayor to sign on the board's behalf.
What's the location of that Chase Bank?
Chase Bank on 135.
All right, it's a motion.
Make a motion. Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the second operation maintenance manual is for Toland Law Office. This is off of County Line Road over by the Bomar subdivision. We find the manual to be acceptable and recommend acceptance of the manual and authorize the mayor to sign on the board's behalf.
Okay, motion.
I'll make that also. I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 The third item we have is for operation maintenance for Brighton Mall. This is the subdivision that is east of Featherstone. This is going to connect Eagle Drive from Beaver Road to Lake Road. So we're looking forward to that. We find the operation maintenance manual to be acceptable. I recommend we accept the manual and authorize the mayor to sign the board.
Motion.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 And lastly, we have, it's for 249 Madison Avenue. This is the Crump property. And we have an operation maintenance manual for the B&P on site. We find it acceptable, recommend accept the manual and authorize the mayor to sign the board's behalf.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, the screenshot there on the right, that is the erosion control product that we purchased for some of our projects. It's called nomenclature P550, but it's supposed to be as durable as riprap. So you can use it around a pond and or in soil. So we'll be using a lot of that project this summer.
How does, if you can go back one, how does that get installed? Is it just,
It's like a rolled out mat.
okay, so it just kind of lays on the bank?
It lays on the bank, you pin it in, and the shear strength and force is equal to riprap.
Okay.
Big stone.
Does it allow vegetation to grow through it?
Yes, it allows vegetation to grow through it.
Tell me again, what is that called?
And then the P550 is what we refer to. That's the nomenclature. It's got a
Some
brand
kind of,
name,
like some kind of roll or some kind of
erosion control mat.
erosion control mat, okay.
Okay, on to the field report. We had 1.74 tons of debris street sweeping at a cost of $277.80. We didn't really do any jetting last month. 1.36 inches of precipitation, 39 average temperature, 153 work orders initiated, 185 completed, 8 requests initiated, 10 completed, 16 BFP inspections. We did some jetting at 1694 Main Street. 2 stormwater management permits issued. We had 1,124 locates, 18 stormwater management inspections, 21 ESC permits issued, 197 ESC inspections, 20 hotspots, 93 right-of-way inspections, and we distributed the winter newsletter. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anything from the mayor's office? Hearing none. Commissioners, you have anything?
No, sir.
Anything else needs to come before the board? Oop, hang on a minute. Page 2.
It will.
We've got the second page. All right, is there a motion for approval of claim dockets?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All right, any discussion about it? Okay, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now, anything else needs to come before the board?
Do we need to assign a chairperson every year?
They don't actually have officers, they don't elect officers under their rules. They just kind of do it amongst themselves as they agree.
So all the other
They
board
do not
meetings
have
I've been
those,
to,
and they
that's
do
what
not.
we do.
We can certainly do it if you want to.
They don't have officers, and they don't.
I would very much like to keep David on the job. He's done a wonderful job for us.
All right, anything else needs to come before the board? All right, hearing none, we will be adjourned at 4:16. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.